we're gonna try something new. Oh my gosh, look at the cars. What is up, crawler fans, RC enthusiasts, and social media surfers? I'm your boy Josh with Texoma RC. So we got something different today. We're gonna run picture in a picture. That way you can see my face and my reaction to the video. We're running Maximus on the OHV, Shawnee Creek Scale OHV Park. That's what it is. So, gate. Not a great day with Maximus. I realized out here, I'm used to trying to film the best that I can. Get some really cool angles and shots and whatever. And that puts me not in a very good place for competitions. You know, it's great, you know, clean an obstacle. Freaking rad. Like we made it down with that with Maximus. But we hit the gate first. So, not very happy, dude. I got kind of frustrated actually today, dude. This was just taking longer. There was only 2 of us. We ended up running 3 cars each, so that's 6 freaking cars. And to try to film and drive 3 cars at the OHV park, bro, is like, dude, it's freaking hard, man. And so, anyways, not trying to make excuses, dude, but one-handed driving and filming and trying to get an angle or just even thinking about the camera while you're trying to do some of this stuff and not be used to the same flow of the car, you know, it's hard, man. So again, this is, you know, one of the consequences of doing this style of competition. It's not a competition, dude. We're just freaking playing on the rocks. We only made it to the bonus at gate 7, I think. So however long this video actually will be, I don't know. I never saw the time after I edited it. So anyways, Deadbolt, sorry, not even talking about, that was a Mofo, what's it called, Rock Bouncer Buggy V2, I think, V2, pretty cool. Anyways, this is David's Deadbolt. Does he have the NHX wheels on this thing? I don't know. I think that's what he has, brass wheels. On the Endura soft rock crawler tires. I hope they're all soft rock crawler tires. It sounds like a good idea since we're on the rocks and we love soft ones. So maybe they're for soft rocks. I don't know. So if they were for soft rocks, it would make sense because they're pretty good. So maybe if I tried them on soft rock, the Endura tires, you know, that's what they tell you they're for, you know. So next time I find some soft rocks, I will try the Endura soft rock tires. So makes sense. All right, here we go, bro. This is the Pecker. We are running the what's it called? The here it goes. Bam. We are running the big block. Pretty rad. It's a sweet looking motor. It says freaking big block right there. So that's pretty cool. And then it's on the Endura transmission. Pretty cool. I really like that. Anyways, for me, not going to be a crawler motor. It is a lot of fun. It does open up some really cool things, but it just doesn't have enough torque on the low end. And so, you know, you try it on 3S, and when it just, you know, and that's not cool. You can't have on the rocks, you know, really not helpful, especially for competition, you know. So when you're just screwing around, dude, you can put any motor in there and have a good time. It also is way more fun when the car just keeps going. Smooth. That's Texoma style, buddy. That's what we're about here, you know. Makes sense, dude. It makes sense. So smooth, the art of smooth is really what we're about. Although I really have liked the wheel speed options. Thanks to Matt from 2FMRC for promoting wheel speed for so long and getting so much hate from guys like me. Not real hate. I was just giving them crap in the comments because, you know, for the most part, man, when the motor is clean and your car is set up, if you have the correct speed, you should just the momentum just to be able to continue flowing, right? Just flowing over the stuff. that's the intention, you know. And so when you get hung up, right, you know, and you stop, sometimes it doesn't matter how much wheel speed you throw at it, you're just stuck. You just got to back up and try again. And most oftentimes in those situations, when you do throttle up, unless you get a lucky bounce, usually you're unlucky bounce, you know, right? But you get, wow, you know, off the rocks, dude. So that's what happens, you know. And let's go, Pecker. This is a pretty sweet little drop off here. We actually had the gate, the way we ran this with Craig the other day at the OHV, he took a left right there, driver, and went over the lighter brown rock there. And so I just thought about that. You're dadgummit. Man, I'm making the choice to continue pushing on through. So I put on my headphones. My headphones were sitting here next to me. And I also realized there was some sound issue. I don't know how this is going. Don't know exactly where all the sound is coming from, dadgum, and through, whatever it is. I got freaking my phone on my gimbal with my iPad. Oh my gosh, dude. Anyway, so I'm hoping this will turn out, dude. I'm just going to keep on pushing, dude, and then we'll run it back and fix it on the next one, dude. So thank you guys for sticking around with me, dude. And I will try to watch all the dudes, dude, even though we got to throw them in there every once in a while, dude. So here we go. This is David's, what do you call it? It's not really a Gladiator. Actually, it was a buggy at one point, and it's set up deadbolt, longy. And so it's like a limousine, longer than a Gladiator. And because the JLU rear with a deadbolt rear, it's like that, you know. So that would be about the exact same as a Gladiator. So if you go deadbolt, that's really long, limo style, and that's even, I don't know how much longer than it is. That it is longer than a Gladiator, but 1/4 inch, 3/8 of an inch, something like that. So this is the Mofo rock bouncer. Rock buggy, whatever it is. Really like the way that it crawls. Really liking this car. I just took the UPWs off of Bella. They had the wheel weights, the brass wheel weights, in the front already from when I was running them on Pecker. And so they're basically perfect setup for this car. And, you know, we also have the brass 3mm hubs. Really like the car. We need to get the power situation sorted out. Running the Mofo Torque Beast on a V1 Electronics ESC, and you can hear the sound. It's not very pleasant, and you know, but it does work pretty good. You know, not something that I would recommend bringing out to the scale OHV park, Shawnee Creek, and so not something I would recommend for that necessarily. You know, to have a great time, because that was one of the reasons, you know, just starting to get frustrated, you know. So just in that setup especially, I can't talk about totally, but I will be, stay tuned, by the way, stay tuned. I will be doing a motor breakdown. I will try to keep it concise and just show some really key things, Texoma style aspects, right, on the motors that now I have from Team Mofo. And I love Nick, and I love what he's trying to do. I want to highlight and try to show off and what he's actually trying to do with the motor, and then talk about what I look for and what I'm needing in a motor. So that's you know, this is what I'm doing, and so that's why I say that if you want to come play here. So it's not that everybody has to be like me, but this is really aggressive, crazy driving, and you know, so in order to do this style of driving, that's all that I mean at this point, you know. So like the S&P is pretty much perfect. I'm not driving well again, Maximus. I failed Maximus by far. He's no question the best car on the field. I just failed him, you know, again. But also, that's again, I'm running two lesser motors and two lesser setups, and then I get Maximus on there, and you know, it's just, he's so good. But I just again failed him today. So that's 2 or 3 gates. I mean, I got like 3 or 4 first gates. I like wanted to cry, And just because, again, he's my boy, you know, and I let him down. And sorry, Max. We'll get him next time, buddy. This right here was just about width and where you needed to be. So the different cars struggle in different places, but the rear passenger got hung up at the bottom there, and that was the biggest part. Once you got past that, it was okay. This gate was a little bit wide, should have been narrower. We'll talk about gate width a little bit too, but so good job, Maximus. So gate width, 6 inches. Is a great width. I found out here, you know, it's just where you put the gate. And if you see like the harder gates, some of these gates weren't really that hard. You know, I guess some of them were, but it was, the terrain was just terrible, treacherous day. You know, we hadn't been out here, hadn't driven all these cars, and again, you know, this is a place that asks a lot from you, and it would be way easier just to drive one car straight through all the gates, you know, like, so you could just continue your flow, just because this place asks a lot from you, and you need to have good flow with your car, and just be in tune, right? In tune with your car. So, not in tune, right? Not me today. It was not a good day. And at the end of it, we were starting to press. I was making more mistakes. But, you know, I edited out. Both of us were taking runs out of this. And just because, you know, this Shawnee Creek Scale OHV is a hard place to comp at. So, it makes me really think it's a great learning experience, you know, to do this like this with David and with all these different cars out here. And just preparation for next time. Let's go, Pecker. This was terrible. I was again frustrated. It just at the bottom there, getting hung up. My rear passenger tire was getting hung up. So I wanted to come up here. I don't have, you know, that's just not a good place to step off there. And so really just got frustrated with Pecker here. It's not that he's a lesser car, but it's that the motor running, again, the big block, I don't have the torque to keep going at low speed. It stops, which means that you lose your momentum, which means that you're going to have to, in order to keep going and to push, you need to add more throttle, which means when you do hit or whatever, then you go too far. You know, not good. You know, this type of crawling demands the most low-end torque that you can have out here. Wheel speed is very, very minimal. You don't have to have it because you typically have grip. It's simply about putting your wheels exactly where they need to be and having the torque to keep them rolling when they bind, when they catch. Like there's times just where the sidewall hits and you know, just from the sidewall hitting, lost momentum. Golly. Nothing. Now we're screwed, you know, and you're like, so it doesn't mean it's a bad motor. It means that it's not the motor for this. So if you have, like on the range, it's actually pretty good. Other than the fact that it's really big and it pushes our weight up and would mean that we would probably need to increase our weight a little bit. On the downside, maybe we could add the brass wheel weights on the outside of the UPWs for Pecker, like we did for Maximus. That would probably be enough. But again, now our weight is going up. So, which isn't bad necessarily. We're still only going to be in the low 400s, which I think for this style of driving, that's probably where you're going to end up. Is going to be in the low 400s. 420 is great now.
Nope.
You know, right around low 400s is going to be a great place to be. And you know, a Gladiator like Maximus, Maximus is going to be in the mid 400s. You know, that's going to be somewhere around a great sweet spot. So mid 400s. 500 is probably going to be too much out here. You know, not that your car can't come play, it's just to be competitive, right? And then again, you're going to have some wheel speed. You do have to make some jumps and whatever. But most often, what's more important than wheel speed is just absolute dominant low-end torque. And that's what you're going to need, just to make sure that your wheels keep rolling, right? Because as soon as you stop, you're screwed. Start the line over, and most of the time you can't start over. Like it's not like just back up and maybe a little bit of gas and you're okay. You have to keep the line going most of the time, or you're screwed. And you know, that's just really hard. You know, not always is it that treacherous. Does it have to be that treacherous? It's just a lot of the places out here with the sharp rocks, and you know, you hit it, you balance it, and then when you lose momentum and you back up, maybe you slip over, and then now you're stuck. You know, you're screwed. You know, on this place right here, when your rear tire, your rear passenger tire gets hung on that, you cannot go forward. And then so like you can't just back a little bit, you have to start completely over. So anyways, it's just frustrating, and not having the smooth, slow crawl, you know, like that's in the brushless outrunners. You know, it's just really hard. So again, this is advanced course. You know, it's not for every car. David's car here, this is the Deadbolt. He's got the Endura, red Endura motor, the 66 turn. You know, that's a good motor. It's not very battery efficient, but it is pretty smooth, and it has fair torque. To me, the Endura Pro is an absolute great motor. Has super torque. Super low end torque, doesn't have quite the wheel speed, but again, for out here, so far it's my motor of choice. I really have to work with the motor, the Torque Beast. Like I said in the videos to come, we'll run it on the V1 electronics, the V2 electronics, on the Furatech Lizard Pro, on 2S and 3S, and so we'll compare the Endura Pro versus the Torque Beast, and we'll talk about the benefits of both of those motors and where I see them excelling the most. You know, out here we'll see, but it seems to me that the Torque Beast is a little bit so far in what I've seen, the Torque Beast comes on easier and smoother, but at the same time it's not having it as much there when you hit a bump, right? So it is good, but at the same time, you know, with the Endura Pro having a slightly higher startup to break those magnets, you know, it's going to come in a little bit higher, but when it comes in, it's just so solid. So I was playing with the settings on the Lizard Pro, and really got the Endura motor dialed in, and also if you need wheel speed, the Endura Pro on 3S is absolutely rad. It loves 3S, so it does kind of make it even a little bit more start happy, you know. So you know, it's just a little aggressive on that start. It can slow crawl very good, but it's that startup that is just it's just certain situations. Part of that, by the way, I will have to retract some statements, and we'll have to figure some things out. Also, I have a Mofo 030 motor that we can try out as well. So the reason why I didn't try it out was originally when I got the order from Mofo, I put the 50% underdrive gear in the rear, and in doing so I didn't check the gear. I just threw the gear in there and just threw it back together, threw the axle, threw the cover on, threw the axle in, you know, ready to rip, dude. Put the motor on, and you know, the 030 motor, and it wouldn't even go. Like, I mean, it was terrible. So come to find out, when I took the cover off, my rear spur, or not the spur gear, but the rear gear in the rear end was going like this. My differential gear, not good, just wobbling. And on one of the sides of the wobble, it was, and so that was making my, that was the problem that I was really having with the Endura Pro, or with any of these motors, was that, you know, I was worried the motor was stopping, and then when you would try to start up, it would have to overcome that. So that was a problem that was really a big part of why I was talking about the Endura Pro having a high startup, which it still does. And again, I will demonstrate that for you in the next video. But you know, anyways, we got that fixed. Pecker is much smoother. It's actually smooth out here on the rocks today. But even with that correction, the big block just doesn't have the low end. Okay, here is another mistake that I made right here, and also this is a place where a slider benefits. And Maximus does not have them, so I fell off there. I'm threatening the arrow gate on the high side,
I see it.
and I decided to winch right here. After seeing it and seeing the other cars run, all I needed to do was pull the trigger. So I didn't anticipate that when he started to pull, my rear end actually fell off. Fell off from where it was. It fell over into the number cone, and there was nothing I could do. I could have winched back the other way, but I was pissed at that point. You know, so whatever, dude. Get over it. We basically just lost everything with Maximus. Hit absolutely everything, and so there was a couple gates we did clear. So back to gate width. So the gate width again, I do like 6 inches, so long as you understand that 6 inches is the minimum. It's minimum. When there's nothing to do, you got a gate. 6 inches, we're gonna run through it, no problem. Maximus run that all day. When you start doing crazy stuff, when you have to have 2 gates and you're coming through at an angle, you can't fit through. There's just no way. If I got 1 gate way up here and 1 gate way down here, and you put them at 6 inches apart, well, the car's going to go through and go, and by the time you get your rear end through, gate, can't do it. That's why the one on the side of the range over here is like 11 inches or something like that when we run it, because you run your tire all the way up to the top, and your rear end is dragging, and then you got to turn down just to barely clear. And using all the real estate. So 6 inches is our minimum, and that's what I aim for. It's just most of them are going to be slightly more than that. And I am trying to bring them in. There was one gate here. I'll try to remember to talk about it. That everybody ran it at 1 width. Max was last through, and I went ahead and brought it down to 6 inches, and we cleared it no problem. So again, I do like it. It's just about where the gates are, and how they're placed on or around or after or before the obstacle, however that it is. You know, like this right here. They're not crazy wide. You know, maybe 9 inches. You know, but still super duper hard. Where do you put your tires? You know, right here, this was my bad. I was trying to hit the high side. I was gonna try to just walk down this high side. I didn't get. Again, I'm in a terrible angle. I'm not lined up on my on my V's. By the way, when you're driving and you're comping, get behind your car, right? Like, stand over or behind your car if possible. See the V going up, right? This is the whole problem. I'm over here looking at it, trying to determine where my car is going. Can't see, you know, my tires on the inside or whatever. And as you turn in a V, where the tire is hitting is going to determine if it goes down or up or whatever. And so if I can't see that, how am I ever going to correct for it? Not possible. So just like you, when you're driving and you're comping, if possible, I get that when it's on a table, you can only see from a certain angle. But in the wild, you know, like Shawnee Creek Scale OHV Park, really need to be up there and be able to see your car, see where the wheels are. It makes all the difference in the world. You know, and you know, there's times I ran things, failed. You know, things I run all the time, I started to get mad, and all I did was just change my angle, and you run right up. I'm like, gosh, dude. So, but all learning experience, right? That's why I do this, and it's also why I continue to bring you guys along. You know, not everybody is about doing what we're doing, and even if you're not necessarily, you know, planning to do this type of level, there's still lots to be learned from what I'm trying to show here and trying to share here. You know, like we're trying to do things that are fun. We're trying to do things that work. That work for more than one person, right? It's not just about Josh, right? If I made things just about me all the time, you know, well, maybe not everybody can do that, you know, like that. Well, you know, that's not very fun, man. You know, so it's more fun when everybody has a chance, and you know, so again, so that's why there's classes. right? So you can, set a class and a level, like this is where we're gonna build to, this is what we're going to do. Sure, there are better things, but this is where we build to, and this is what we do. It makes it a little bit more about driver skill. So understandable, right? So I want to do that, definitely. So, and something like that, 6-inch gates, absolutely great. But when you start getting up to like where Maximus and Anu Badass, the purple people eater, when you start getting up to that level on the Gladiator, and what you're trying to get, and that's going to be really hard going down to play on that level, just because of it can do it, but the gates are going to be probably pretty narrow. You can run the car, but it takes a lot of thought to be able to get the car out and get your rear end out so you can go through. Else you're going to come around and gate every time. So frustrating. Or you looking at you're like, okay, clear the front one, and you start looking at the back one, hit the front one again. Dadgummit. So, but that's what happens when you're so wide, and so that's why I'm talking about a class over that. So whatever we're talking about, those classes where you guys have the kids, you have brush and brushless, right? Great. I'm talking about one more class over that, maybe 2 classes over that. It just depends on how, at that point to me, it's like, just bring what you got, man. Let's go run and play and have fun. And so, when if it's going to get to a certain level that we're going to have money, maybe we're going to have a little bit more class specific, a little bit of rules to keep it, but if we're just buddies having fun, then who cares, dude? Like, I want you to come bring your best car, man. You beat me, thumbs up. I'll give you a hug, dude. We'll give you a gold medal and a star. Maybe you text someone with RC sticker on your car. Rhyming all day, bro. That's how we play, you know what I'm saying? So this was a part that I struggled. I don't know how long it's been going on. This is Deadbolt, Peckerwood Run. We'll see. I don't know. We won't talk about it. This is just absolutely, again, this is the place I was thinking about earlier. You have to be balanced in this. It's not that hard. If you balance this spot, you just flow up and over, no problem. It just makes it look like it's not even an obstacle. You can make it look like you're driving on a road.
Oh, come on.
That easy. When you don't, that's what it looks like. Right. Deadbolt. Watch what the other cars do. I about ripped my cars in half, all of them, because I never made the correction, right? The correction was get in a different place, dude. Get over your car. See the car so you could drive. So that's something I'm going to have to do, is be able to balance driving, getting good angles on the car, right? So just it's great to have good film or cool angle, but it's more important, in competition to have the angle to win, right?
Oh gosh, freaking butt puckering right there, dude.
Not win, but run the bestest that you can. Give yourself every advantage that you can. Don't put yourself in a disadvantage just by standing there and letting the car go and your wheels in a position that you can't see. So anyways, we're coming up towards the end here. We have this gate and the bonus after that a few of the cars are going to run. It was just getting late and dark, and I was getting frustrated. My wife called right in the middle of David's run. I lost it, and that just really just killed my deal. I totally ended it. He fought. It was a great struggle to get up. Anyways, gosh, dude. Sorry, David, dude. Sorry I ruined it. And anyways, it'll be all right. We'll get out there next time. Again, it's just practice. You don't have to run the whole course in practice. And anyways, this course was really long, really, really hard, grueling, 6 cars, tough. So not quite as long as the last Sunday fun day, comp day. Look at this one, dude. This is what happens when you don't balance the V. Watch this struggle and fight, and watch him stick with it. And come on, David, great job on the wheels. And
nice.
then looks good, dude. Great job. You got it easy, right? You got it easy, dude. No, sir. This loose rock on here is treacherous. Gotta watch out, David, no. And the struggle is on. Watch this little flip out. Come on, dude. Great job. Stay with it, buddy. Stay with it, David. Oh, great job, bro.
Wow. We're keeping that in there.
Looking good. Oh. So, great fight.
Nice.
Way to stay with it. Great place to get frustrated and quit. You know, but he ran it out. He stayed with it the whole time. No extra points other than, you know, I think we're probably going to start with like they're doing is you get 1 point for reversing per gate. So you know, if you can make it no reverses, you get no point. If you have to do 1,000 reverses, you get 1 point. So especially on something that's this freaking hard, dude. Like you know, you get a bonus if you made it. You get no point. If you had to reverse, you know, you get one. You know, you get the point. Sorry. So I think that just makes it more fair. And come on, again, this is just dumb. Like, what are you doing? But again, that's the thing of the motor with the power struggling on the low end, having to throttle it up, and then it becoming too much, you know. And that's kind of the thing, you know. And so, but it's also the difference in switching between Maximus. That you just touch it and it will move at any speed continually with the SMP, and then not so much with the big block. It doesn't do that, and the Torque Beast also does not do that, at least on the V1 electronics. So here we go. By the way, I didn't get the name of this car from David, but I do know that the C10 is JoJo. So JoJo, sorry I didn't give you a shout out until now. We appreciate you coming to play, buddy. You look super rad, and your big brother here looks super tough on the Endura big 60 whatever swamp stuff. I don't know, dude. Those called the mud terrains. Those tires were pretty rad looking. Come on, guy. What a fight. I loved how he just went ahead, just backed underneath it, didn't try to go back that way.
Dude.
Such a rough place. Not the best place necessarily for, well, again, what are you going to do? So, charge your freaking battery. That's what you should do next time. That's why I just stopped. Sorry about that, dude. So we're coming up on towards the last gate. This is the bonus. Here we go, Maximus. Show us how it's done. I failed the first time. This is what I mean. This is how you should at least be seeing it straight on so you can actually see what the crap you're doing. And when you do that, it goes up. No problem. Easy money. So we made it through here without any too much treachery. Worked the high side into the wall and to try to give us a little more clearance on the belly. Worked perfectly. And pull it up, Maximus. Looking good. See what I'm talking about? The slow speed. He just goes that speed, whatever. And when you do that, the car just keeps moving. And that's what's the most important, is that the car just keeps moving. You need just that little bit of momentum. You know, so that's what the Enduro Pro is amazing at. It's just when you stop that in a certain situation, it can be bad. You know, not always, but it's just, and that's one thing with the FureTech. The Lizard Pro and the Enduro Pro is increasing your slow crawl a little bit, and so that you can ease into it, you know. So I don't really like to have my slow crawl long. It just seems like I have more trigger, and then it does the exact same thing when I finally get there. And so I'd rather have it be narrow right on it, so that when I touch that thing, it does what I want to. You know, I want it to just barely hair trigger. It's just the way I like it. That way it doesn't seem like, where's that spot again? Okay, there it is. I want it to be like, we're going, moving, go. Right? You know what I'm saying? So this is the spot right here. We're coming up on it, dude. This is not the struggle, but this is like a representation of the struggle that he went through. He slid down even more right here and then fought all the way back up this. He made it look easy this time, or fairly easy. Great job, David. Really appreciate you guys watching. That's going to do it for this one. I know it was a little bit chaotic, a little bit different. I hope you guys have a great one. Peace.